When dinner competes with the keynote, nobody wins. That's not a food problem, that's a timeline problem. Ever been to an event where the keynote speaker is talking while dinner is being served and suddenly nobody knows whether they're supposed to listen or eat? That's not a food problem, that's a timeline problem. At Caribbean Caterers, everything's included. At a large event, catering doesn't exist in its own little bubble. It has to move with everything else. Cocktail hour, speeches, entertainment, awards, dinner, dessert, even the timing of transitions matters. Today we're showing you how professional caterers work backward from the event timeline so the food, program, and guest experience all stay in sync. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking about food service separately from the event schedule. Instead, experienced caterers start by asking, what needs to happen and when? If the gala ends at 10 p.m., we work backward. When should dessert be served? When should dinner begin? When should guests transition from cocktail hour into the ballroom? When should the keynote happen? When should awards begin? Every one of those decisions affects the next. The timeline becomes the roadmap. Here's a quick test. If someone tells you dinner starts at 7, but the keynote starts at 7 too, Houston, we have a problem. If you've ever been caught between eating and paying attention, tell us in the comments. Let's start with cocktail hour. It may seem like a simple part of the evening, but it actually sets up everything that comes after it. If the cocktail hour is too short, guests may feel rushed. Too long, and guests may start wondering when dinner is coming. The catering team needs to know exactly when guests will transition into the next part of the event. That helps us prepare food at the right time, in the right quantities, and at the right temperature. Here's one of the biggest timing mistakes: trying to serve dinner during an important presentation. Imagine you're sitting at your table, the CEO is giving an important keynote, and suddenly 3 servers are walking past you with dinner plates. Now you're trying to decide, do I watch the speaker? Do I move my chair? Do I protect my plate? Nobody wins. The catering schedule should support the program, not compete with it. And if you're finding these behind-the-scenes tips useful, don't forget to subscribe. We're breaking down the details that can make a good event feel truly seamless. There's another reason timing matters: food quality. A perfectly prepared meal isn't going to stay perfect forever. The catering team needs enough time to prepare, plate, and serve the food properly. If service is delayed unexpectedly, the team has to adapt. If the schedule changes too frequently, that can affect how food is held, plated, and delivered. That's why the catering timeline isn't just about getting food to the table. It's about getting it there at its best. Now let's talk about everything that happens after dinner: awards, entertainment, speeches, dessert. These moments all need breathing room. You don't want guests eating dessert while they're trying to watch an emotional awards presentation. And you probably don't want to bring out dessert so early that everyone's still finishing dinner. Every element needs its own moment. When the timing is right, the evening feels natural. Of course, live events don't always follow the script. A speaker may run over. An award recipient may be late. The entertainment may need extra setup time. That's where experienced event teams make a difference. The goal isn't to panic when the timeline changes, it's to adjust without letting guests feel the disruption. The catering team communicates with the planner and other event partners, recalibrates service, and keeps moving. Because flexibility is part of good planning. A great event timeline isn't just a list of times, it's a carefully coordinated sequence of experiences. When the program and catering work together, guests aren't thinking about the clock, they're simply enjoying the evening. And that's exactly how it should feel. The secret to smooth catering isn't simply getting the food ready, it's getting the timing right. Start with the full event schedule, work backward, coordinate every major moment, and leave room to adapt when things inevitably change. When catering and the event timeline move together, food quality stays strong, transitions feel natural, and guests can actually enjoy the experience. Planning an event in the DMV? Let Caribbean Caterers help you build a catering plan that works seamlessly with your event timeline, from cocktail hour to the final course.